Unconditional love is the love, we say the love of praying. Praying is that love of Supreme Being, which is beyond compassion and empathy. That love that doesn't wait for a thank you. The love that's free from egoism. That love that is expressed for all living beings. We can see it in the love that most mothers of any sentient being has for its baby. And how nature itself endows a mother with much breast milk, 2 breasts, to be sure the baby has plenty of nutrients, plenty of antibodies in order to grow strong, healthy and strong. So this love that we see in a mango tree, when it's full of mangoes, when the limbs just bow to the ground, the limbs on the ground with mangoes, full of mangoes. The love that nature has for us in providing clean water, clean air, fertile land. This love that's giving for the uplift of all sentient beings. This is unconditional love. However, when we come to the material platform and relate to the body as being the self, then we confuse lust with love. Love is unconditional. Love, unconditional love, is a matter of love, not me, but you. Not I, but thou. To be good, to be righteous, to be holy. Not because of the law of karma, not because of reaping and sowing, but because this is our nature. Our nature to be free, to be giving, to share what we have without thinking about any recompense, not thinking about a reward. Unconditional love is not doing it for sense gratification. It's giving because this is its nature. That's the nature of Supreme Being, God, who we refer to as divine intelligence, operating through the living being as a living being is purified back into the nature of divine intelligence, divine being, Supreme Being. Relating to the body as being the self, we're overwhelmed by lust. Lust is that desire, that selfish desire for sense gratification. That desire, that overwhelming desire that can intoxicate us to gratify the senses of the material body. And we can't ever get enough. The more we get, the more we want. The more lust increases. It's likened to being cold and putting wood on the fire, not achieving any warmth, and thinking if we put a little more wood on the fire, we can eventually be warm. Lust is likened to that. It burns like fire and is never satisfied, never satisfied. And we can see this so often in everyday life. Some of us who can afford all kinds of mechanism, all kinds of foods, all kinds of clothing, all kinds of wealth in order to procure sense gratification. We find we're never satisfied. And we end up deeper into illusion and deeper into suffering eventually. Because no matter how much we eat, how many delicious foods that we eat, just to gratify the tongue, we'll find out it's causing some hurt or some pain or some suffering eventually on another end. Whether it's suffering of the kidneys, the liver, the lungs, or whatever part of the body. Because the senses of, we cannot achieve gratification through the material body. through the senses. We are soul, we are spirit, we are presence. And we are more and more satisfied as we are purified and a reawakening to our union with divine presence, the nature of which some refer to as such unending truth, unending knowledge, chid, and unending bliss. This is the nature of the self. And this is why we want to be happy. However, in our ignorance, we're trying to achieve joy, happiness, through the senses of the material body. And because we are not the material body, we're never gratified, never gratified. We're constantly running like a donkey with a carrot suspended over its head. We can never get it. We're never satisfied, never fulfilled. So we're advocating seeing the self as spirit and gradually ceasing with our purification process, being illusioned in thinking that the material body is the self and that we can get some kind of gratification out of the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the belly, the genitals. Never satisfied. So when we come to the spiritual platform, becoming purified back into our original nature, we're seeing that the more we enter or reawaken to our original nature, the more we are experiencing inner joy, contentment, real satisfaction. The satisfaction which has no cessation. It only increases to the extent that we awake to it, out of the illusion of material sense gratification into the self, which is satisfied within itself, unlimitedly. This is why we want to be happy, because the nature of the self is unending bliss. We don't want to be ignorant. Why? Because the nature of the self is unlimited enlightenment, unlimited knowledge, unlimited illumination. We don't want to die. Why? Because that's not the nature of the self. The self is eternal. The body, surely, at a certain point, the body goes back into the elements, the earth, the water, the air, the ether, etc. But for the self, there's never birth nor death. Having once been, it never ceases to be. It's undying, it's unborn. It is never slain when the body is slain. The self is eternal, and we want eternal life. This is why some of us strive to live forever in a material body, which is an impossibility. The real self is eternal. We want eternal life. Because it's our nature. We want to return to our original position as eternal, full of unlimited knowledge and bliss. This is the nature of the self, free from all desires for sense gratification, and finally, free from lust, the enemy of the world. So the self is eternal, free from all designation, relating to the self as a particular nationality, particular creed, color, caste, class, or species of life is ignorance. The more we engage in seeing the self as spirit, offering everything, and calling out the holy name, this glorification of Supreme Being purifies us of the illusory identification of the eternal self with the temporary material body. Our goal is to reawaken into union with divine presence, our original state of being, our very source. Our nature is to be free, infinitely free. This is the nature of the self, and this is who we are. This is who we really, really want to be.